Okay, and we are back. I hope you can hear me well. We're working on our cam setup. I moved my light, moved my cam a little bit, and I just want to give you guys the best experience possible. Don't think there's a lot of people racing F1 on Twitch or YouTube, and especially on a simulator type setup. So I'm going to get another camera on my feet, one that shows a view of me overall. I'm in my living room that I've set up to become our playroom. Got 5 kids, so there's uh, TVs in the windows behind me. We got these big bay windows, so I've got a 70, 80-inch TV right in front of me, and they've got little TVs and computer setups and a projector and everything all in this one big room where we just do media together as a family rather than everyone kind of like running off into their bedrooms and doing things on their own. I make sure they're around me so I can see what they're doing online. They can see what I'm doing online, and we're having fun together as a family. And I'm going to start making them stream and get themselves out there, and hopefully I'll teach them how to all earn some money before it's all said and done. So, anyways, enough talk. Let's go. We're at Formula One French Grand Prix Practice 3. I came in 8th place. Unfortunately, I had 2 old worn pairs of soft tires. Wasn't much I could do about that. And I also went into P3 with my practice 3 with my spare parts, my old used parts. And so it was no good. I still managed to break into the top 10 with one decent lap. And I'll make up that 9/10 of a second gap really easily on qualifying. So we're going to go ahead and advance to Q1 and get this show on the road. Oh, yeah, baby. Give me those points. Yes. So here's a big part of this game I think people neglect. They just want to kind of jump on here and just go racing. But really, it's important, these resource points, the development boosts, the developments that you do, and in what order you do them. It's all extremely important. So taking your practicing really seriously and your qualifying really seriously. Don't just skip through them because they're boring. I mean, yeah, it's hard. You can sit there for an hour and practice trying to nail these practice programs, but they're worth it because the advancements that you put into the car make it faster, and the time you put into yourself makes you faster as a racer. So, just like anything else in life, you can't skimp out and do it the cheap way. You got to really work at it to be successful. And even playing a game like this and doing a simulator, it's fun, but it's also work. I get tired sometimes. It's late right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I want to go to bed, but I want to see results, and so I've dedicated myself to this, and I'm gonna do it. All right, we are actually gonna go into our workstation, R2 over to the messages, and see what this guy is gonna tell me. I think it's going to be important to find the flow here. Pretty much every corner leads into another. It's fairly as simple as just brake apex power, Try to think ahead. Be careful to get your braking right into 8 and 11. It's really good advice, actually. You could just not read that and think that's just cliche because some of the stuff he says is a little bit goofy. But on tracks like this, they're giving you little hints on how to win. And he's right. There is a flow to it. There's a lot of switchback turning and wide turns and tight turns, and it's very French. They wanted to be technical and accurate and about everything. So it's probably the most French track you could ever get if you decided to, like, what would a French racetrack look like? It's Circuit Paul Ricard. I can guarantee you that. Anywho, I didn't like it at first, specifically because it's kind of a flat track, but it doesn't have a lot of elevation change or banking. It's really just like a parking lot with a bunch of blue and red lines painted on it. And so there's not a lot of visual cues to hit on the landscape that give you an idea of when you should be braking, as I've talked about before. So, I'm struggling with it sometimes, but that's what practice 1, 2, and 3 do for you. Start off with the hards, move down to the mediums, and then the softs, and, suck for a little while. It's okay. It's okay to suck. Oh, look at this rivalry. I'm just spanking Lewis Hamilton. Kind of reached his prime, old Lou. I got the difficulty up at like 69 or 59 right now. I can't remember. But those are my stats from season 1, where I struggled really badly in the beginning of the season. And then over time, I caught up. So up to date, I've driven 2,800 laps, 29 fastest laps. I've raced, let's see, and won 23 times. I've already won a constructor championship my rookie year. So I jacked up the hardness of the simulation, and I took away all my assists. So it's really much more difficult now. But this is where I've been really overachieving, and I think this is what Red Bull is doing now in real life. You know, last season it was very accurate to what they were doing, and even now you'll see in the real F1 in 2023, both McLaren and Mercedes are starting to catch up a little bit. Pardon me. Williams still has that really astounding straight line speed, but they're behind everyone else. You know, I don't pay too much attention to, except for Aston Martin, because I'm a huge Alonso fan. Excuse me. I always want to call him Alfonso for some reason. I don't know who I knew that was Alfonso, but yeah, anyways, you can see my morale is high. I've got a lot of these individual researches accomplished. So my research and development is really advanced, and you'll see what I'm going to do here. There's a glitch in the game from last season. It tells me this every time, so I just ignore it now. But we got aerodynamics, chassis, powertrain, and durability. Under each of these, you have the different systems. And so your goal is to just go through here and one by one knock these out. And, you know, they require some resources. Like right now, this is 3040. I'd really like to do this one because it's going to make my turbos last a lot longer. And, you know, that'll be good for me because, as you could see, if you watched my last practice, I had some issues with my turbo and my gearbox. So I'm trying to address those proactively. But if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the estimated completion, and then it's got a red graph of where I'm at now. And a little yellow bar indicates where I'm going to be if I did this research. So what I try to do is see what kind of performance advantage I can get that I can afford and pick it myself. If not, you can just always push the square button, which says recommends upgrade, and it take me back to chassis, and it says intercooler positioning is the next most important thing that I can afford. And as you see there, it's going to give me quite a decent little jump. Let's see if there's anything else. I've got a lot in the works now. All those ones that you just saw that have the little hourglass on them, those are being worked on currently. And so, you know, I've been spending a lot of time on the track. That's why I decided let's live stream this. I'm already spending, you know, 25, 30 hours a week in my off time doing this. Might as well show the world. So I'm almost inclined right now. Woo! Look at that turbo pressure. Yeah, me likey. I don't think I'm going to do that until I do my failure analysis, though, because if I just add more pressure to my turbo and it's already not doing good, I'm just going to end up blowing it up sooner. So let's go oil pressure pump. And we're going to go ahead and do something that's a little bit more about reliability and power. And then I still have 1,400 left by my next practice. I'll be able to come back and work on that. You know, I got 1,600 this time. We'll be right around 3,000 plus in resource points. I'll be able to do that failure analysis that I was talking about. That one, 3,040. So that's what I'm going to save up for. And then I'm going to go jump up my turbo power. It's going to be fun. So anyways, R&D progress. You can see in the last 2 races, I've really gotten ahead. I wasn't that far ahead before. I've been building up, making really strategic decisions over time, like I just showed you, and that's been really paying off for me. I was a little bit behind Mercedes and Red Bull season 1, and as I progressed through the year, Red Bull was still really difficult to beat, and so was Mercedes. McLaren gave me trouble every once and again, but now after season 1, continuing on into the next season of my career, um, I have seen that Mercedes and McLaren caught up and equalized with Red Bull now. Max is still really aggressive and all that, but his advantage as far as the car goes is not as much as it is now in real life. So it's interesting to see. Now I took over, and I did this specifically. I picked Scuderia Ferrari because I wanted to bring the Ferrari name back. They're sucking right now with really good drivers, and their car is just not dialed, and they got a great power unit, but they need to work on their aero package and a lot of other things. And so I decided, let me go at it and see what I could do. Now it's just a game, but you see, with the amount of dedication and hours I'm putting into it, it's really paying off. So I'm excited about it. But now, before I go into qualifying, I want to make sure that I am fitted with the right kit, and I'm not going to have any breakdowns in my race. My ice is a little bit worrisome. Track time is 698. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my next motor just so I'm at full power. And I'm looking all green there. I'm also going to jump my turbo. I can always go back to those. They're not done for, and in a pinch, I will. But I'm going to get some fresh kit here just to make sure I have no problems during qualifying and racing, specifically because this is a tough track for me. And so I want to give myself every advantage. All right. Let's get into it. Enough talking. Time to racy. Get comfortable in my seat, get good position. It's a little bit awkward sometimes sitting this far back and with my legs up and all this, but here we go. Another Formula One Grand Prix qualifying session 1, Q1, and there I am, handsome devil with my bad to the bone black and red helmet. I'm gonna go jump in the car, and let's go take a final look at our setup before we jump into Park Firm. I'm gonna roll up to 4.3 laps of fuel, get myself some fuel on the outlap. I'm gonna leave my aero kit the way it is. Already gone over these settings before, so I'm not gonna belabor it, but I'm just checking them to make sure. I feel confident with the fresh set of tires. So track condition, 87 degrees, clean air, 72 degrees in the temperature outside. Weather looks like I'm going to get rain in an hour, so I need to get out on that track and stop talking and make this happen. So Park Firm regulations, we're going to read through it. Once the car leaves the pit lane, Park Firm rules will take effect. No further changes to the car's setup before the start of the race, except for front wing adjustments and fuel levels will be permitted. All right, so let's drive out.
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there.
Ooh, excuse me. Pit limiter off. Oh my gosh. These fresh softs, even being slick and not warmed up yet are already providing more traction than my last set of tires. I've also noticed that during qualifying, the computer kind of gives you a little bit more of a traction advantage with your tires than you get inside of your practice sessions. So I have a little bit more confidence driving. Not a lot, very hard to notice if you're not paying attention, but I have a very sensitive rear end here with my butt kicker giving me feedback, a lot of feedback in the steering wheel. And so I can feel when I'm losing grip. Now, if I would have tried to take that turn at that speed during practice, I would have wiped out and spun the car out just because it just won't hold the grip laterally like that. But when I've got good grip, man, I'm willing to push it to the limits, and it's a little scary sometimes. I'm going to have to remember when I get into a real race car that I don't have a reset button. So I'm almost deciding I want to start practicing more realistically in the simulator so that I have good driving habits when I'm actually in a car. Whoa! Oh, that was a good pace right there. Just that curve got me loose. Get back on track and woo, give it another go. That was feeling really good. See if I can catch this guy. Oh, there's my teammate Carlos. When it came time to talking instead of thinking, I've already burned this lap here, but I don't want to put unnecessary wear on my tires. When I picked Scuderia Ferrari for my team, I had the option of picking Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz, and being that my family is originally from Spain, and that's my heritage, and I really like Carlos Sainz Sr. I love his son, Junior. He's a fiery guy, a lot of personality, definitely Spaniard, and I love his driving style. If you watch what he did at the Grand Prix last weekend in Italy, holding Max Verstappen back for pretty much half of the race after out qualifying him at his home track, that just showed you the amount of heart and intensity he has. His defensive skills are pretty much, in my opinion, top nick in F1. I think if you give that man a good, consistent car, and Ferrari will get there, SHIT together in the pits, you will see a podium finishing Carlos and Charles, excuse me. But I mean, Charles is good too. That dude is, he's on one. I really, really like their drivers, but you know, if you've watched their pit stops lately, it's pretty pathetic. You gotta have the tires ready, my man. This is your whole existence, what you live for. And you're out there failing your team. Red Bull pulls in after you. Just took out his diffuser. We're going to flashback. I'm talking. Red Bull pulls in after you into the pit lane, and they go out and legitimately can't finish their pit stop before Red Bull's done and pulls out of the pit lane. It was pathetic. I was so blown away. Oh, heartbreaking. Oh, brother. Give me a little bumper rumpy on the booty. I got to get some space between these guys.
Okay, there's been some damage to the floor. We recommend you come in.
Damaged my car. Oh, really? Get out of my way. Oh, we're going to pit. I like the way the track feels. We're going to get out of here, and I'm going to wait. We're going to do repairs to the car, get a fresh set of tires on, and got 9 minutes left. We're going to go do some hot laps. I'm going to leave back out in about 5 minutes.
Set us back a little.
All right, we're going to leave for the track right now. That was so frustrating. It's a really big part of this that you guys got to remember is the other competitors on the track, man. They can...
Okay, that's all the checks complete.
Woo, they can mess up a lap for you, especially when they're so much slower. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, I gotta pay attention. I'm not gonna talk so much right now. I'm in 18th place. I gotta throw some hot laps down here. Okay. Is it starting to rain? Shoot. Oh, I really hurt myself by doing this. Strategy backfired hardcore. I got to get this lap in before it rains. Oh, you really want to piss me off, huh, Mark? Come on, rain, go away. Come again another day. Stop it. Oh, shoot. Oh! All right. Well, here's how this is going to go. Pardon me. I'm cheating and restarting my session. I ain't settling for that. There's no way I can beat their time in the rain, so I'm sorry. I was talking too much. I'm going to focus this time. I already know my settings are good. Actually, I just need to check my fuel. And we're going to hit the track. I'm going to avoid traffic and get out there right now.
So let's get the car out to the track.
That was disappointing. All right. Here we go. So part of what my goal is here is to educate you guys as far as the extent of my knowledge of F1 goes, and to learn more as I go along from watching the races, participating in this game, simulation, I'll call it, and also to learn from you guys. I mean, if I say something that's incorrect, I'm happy to see it in the comments, a correction, because what I want to know is the right thing. But I'm gaining knowledge tremendously about F1 by playing this game. But that being said, it is a competition, and I am a very competitive person. And I don't like to win by cheating. It robs the joy out of it. I like to win on merit. And so the one thing I allow myself to do is to restart sessions and do flashbacks while I'm training myself. And I give myself this 2D racing line only on the corners, which, as you can see, I don't take very often. I have my own racing line that I mess up sometimes, but I'm trying to give myself no advantage that would make me win because of, you know, settings or whatever. I want to win because I'm faster than the other guys, so I want the race cars to be competitive and all that other good stuff. But sometimes I need to shut up and just pay attention and race. This is highly intense racetrack. Got to pay attention, and it's very high pace. So you get to watch for a minute. Oh, man. All right, those tires should be nice and warm now. Couple burnouts. Woo, no biggie. Let's go nail a lap.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Hardcore late break right there. I recovered, but that was poor form. Okay, one more lap left. Big wide sweeping turns here. Oh, shifted too soon. I gave away some hundredths of a second right there. Oh, yeah, baby. Pole position right here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I pulled that turn so hard. I could almost feel the G's. Woo! That was a sweet lap.
Okay, rain is
Woo!
be careful out there.
That was smoking, baby. Oh, yes. Oh, that was what you call execution right there. That third gear into that eighth turn. I tell you what, that made a big difference. I think I gained about a half a second right there. Oh, whoa, whoa. Woo. Okay. I don't have enough to finish this lap. Let's save our tires and let's head in. Man, that was a good lap. That made me so happy. Oh, yeah, baby. Yes. Let's go check and see how bad I smashed him. Oh, my God. Even Carlos. I destroyed him. 1.6 seconds difference. Whew. All right. 131.820. Session theoretical best is 131.818. I think that's my pole sitting lap. So what I'm going to do is go back to my car setup. And I'm going to drop down my fuel load a little bit for just 2 laps out. An out lap and then 2 solid laps and enough to get back to the pits. I'm going to leave my aero the same. Everything's good there. Differential looks good. Can't change very much else. So I'm actually hopeful because if it's going to rain in 5 minutes, which it looks like it's going to, last 2 laps here are going to be pootie pie for everybody. I might keep this. I might keep this lead. They're not going to be improving. Let's say that track conditions are getting worse from here on out. So let's go ahead and fast forward time down to 5:30, something like that. Yeah. Okay. And I'm still there. So track condition still looks decent. I'm going to go ahead and go out onto the track. Let me get back into my tire selection. And we're going to keep those tires because I need more rubber for Q2 and Q3. So let's go ahead and head out. Use up what we got.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
No use in using the fresh rubber when it could potentially rain, and I've already put myself in pole position. Pardon me. Carlos is right behind me. Crap, it's starting to rain. Well, it's good for me, actually. Whew. Track is already slick enough where I almost lost it there in my out lap. I don't know. They don't have enough time to get back into the pits and get to the garage, change tires to intermediates. Probably was an unwise call in tire selection. I didn't think that through too well. I definitely don't think I'm going to improve upon my time, but like I said earlier, I don't think anyone else is going to come along and do better, so let's see. Maybe I'll hold on the pole. Typically, like with the last minute, last lap, everyone throws down their Master Blaster lap time, and I think I got pole, and they come and wipe me off the board. So I wouldn't be surprised. Nah, I don't got the confidence in this range. I'm already half a second down. Oh, no, I'm bailing. Let me just get out of these guys' way and at least give them a fighting chance. See that DRS open? Eee. Okay, I'm glad I took the pit lane on my own and didn't just click return to garage, because it's a really short pit lane. And I have to remember to slow down and get my pit limiter on before I get a penalty. I don't like penalties, giving away track time effort I put in just for stupidity. So I'm gonna have to deal with whatever I get here. I know I made it through Q1 for sure. I had to have, but I've been surprised before where they came in and blew me away. I mean, session theoretical best can change. It looked like I was just kicking their butts, so let's dive in and see. Looks like Q2 and Q3 are going to be pretty rainy as well. Yeah. Sucky. Oh, well. Let's see. Doesn't look like anyone's doing better. There's only 20 seconds left. I think we're good. Let's accelerate time. Okay, here we go. You never know until this moment. All right. Good deal. Kind of looks like me. A little bit. If I trimmed up my beard a little more. Definitely fastest. That made me happy. All right. I'll take it. Let's go. Okay. Now we're on Q2. Number 2. Made it through Q1. We're on round 12 of the season. These guys want me to race 22 races with 3 motors. Psh, it's kind of hard. 7 races a motor. Whew. Okay. Weather now is raining. Track conditions are poop. Pardon me. Man. I have some inters that are in decent condition. Oh, crap. Okay, we're going to go out on our worst intermediates and just see what they feel like. What's recommended compound that you're giving me? Softs? Oh, it's one of those kind. It's not gonna rain. It's not gonna not rain. It's just gonna drizzle. Leave the track slick. The track slick, and you gotta go out on softs to make it happen. Oh man. gosh. Whew. No one likes driving in the rain, driving in the rain, driving in the rain. Nobody likes to drive in the rain when you're a race car driver. Except for Alonso. Fernando Alonso is a good driver in the rain. I love watching him on rainy days. Not me. I'm becoming one. I will be one, but currently one that likes to push the grip limits on the tri-track. So on wet, got a snowball chance in hell. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I can get through Q2. Decent pace through Sector 1. I don't know. I look like I'm falling behind in time, but we'll see what happens. Uh-oh, the disabled DRS. That's usually a sign that the track has gotten pretty wet. No! We're going to flashback. That was a decent lap. It was a lot of work. So all we got to do is come out of that turn off the throttle a little bit better. Wait till we get off the curb to accelerate primarily. And let's hopefully get a good fast lap. Yes, baby. Even in the rain. Let's see if I can hold on to it. Got rid of DRS. I'm on a hot lap on my ERS. I've got no management of any functions to give me more speed. Just got to focus on turning and not wiping out. Yeah, I'm already over half a second lap. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pit. Worst ever wet qualifying. The only thing worse is the wet race. Got to learn how to do it, though. I got to change my attitude about it and just accept it that this is a reality of racing. When I have wet racetrack days, and I got to learn how to work with it. So I still have a couple of tenths of a second to gain in the conditions, but I mean, Sector 1, Sector 3 was good. I wasn't far off on Sector 2, so I'm pretty good. I think we're, how much is that? 2909. That's like 200ths of a second on Sector 2 that I lost to Carlos. Probably remember where I lost it. It's in that hard right that I have to drop down into 2. I came out of that a little slow. I think that's turn 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Where Ricardo's at now. Where Perez is at now. That seems like it's still part of Sector 1. Must be where the second turn is at. Well, anyways, let's see what these guys are doing. I'm going to speed up time a little bit. Let's see if I were to go out to track if it would make me put on intermediates.
Checks complete.
Nope.
Everyone be aware, we've got a car
Crazy.
leak in the garage.
Woo! No way I'm throwing down a faster lap than what I already did in these conditions. Oh, no. No possible way. Whoa. Whoa, baby. No. All right. Back to the garage. This qualifying session is over for me. Oh, pardon me. Okay, I hung on to it. Carlos was not far behind there. Neither was Max. Half a second, less than half a second. So from my Q1 finish of 1.6 seconds up, I dropped down to Q2 all the way to barely a half a second lead. So, oh man, let's hope that trend doesn't continue into Q3. Look at that big parking lot with paint all over it. I mean, I guess it's a safe track. Got plenty of places to go off at. All right, let's take a look at our tires. Oh, they're throwing me on inners. Very good. Exactly what I didn't want. Now the track is so wet that I must go out on intermediates. Perfect. Okay. Here we go again. This will be challenging. Pit limiter off. I'm so tired. I'm crying when I'm yawning. Oh my God. Well, at least it's moistening up my contacts, which are just dry as they come. Oh, this is going to be fun. Now you got water glare on the road. You got spray from cars in front of you. Drops on your visor. The tires won't stick. You got to change your whole racing style. The worst part about this is if there's a dry race. The last time I was in the car was driving when it was wet. Being timid and changing up my racing style so I don't have a concerted pace to carry into the race, which is what I really like. But it does offer a slight advantage in a way like a baseball player hitting golf balls in practice, you know? It's hard and it sucks, but when you see those baseballs come flying at you, they look like grapefruits in the game. So when I practice on wets and figure out how to throw down a decent fast lap, when I've got stickies on in the race, they feel like I'm glued to the road. I call them stickies. They're soft, but you get it. Oh my God, I'm all over this racetrack. Oh, come on, baby. So we'll talk about racing in the rain a little bit. Some tips I have for you if you're a racer struggling like I do. One of the big things is you're not going to be able to take the turns in the same gear. It's advisable to short shift. Don't ride out your RPMs until your tack turns purple. Don't downshift too soon. Let the motor slow you down. Stay in a higher gear than you would on accelerating so that it doesn't apply too much torque to the asphalt. Ooh, it looks like it's getting sunny. See right there, I would usually have it in fourth, but I'm going to ride it in fifth. Don't know if that helps me or not on that turn, but oh! Oh, real life, the track is, my day is over, but we're going to flash back here. I'm getting tired. I saw Carlos took pole, and I slammed on that accelerator. I said, no, you don't. You ain't taking my positions. Get away from me, Max Verstappen.
one lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
That was less than favorable. Ran out of gas. Got 2 laps in. Got plenty of time to get back out there, so I'm going to see what the track conditions look like. Hopefully they'll improve and the sun will come out. Get rid of some of this rain. A little frustrating, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm irritated right now. Okay, track conditions don't seem to be improving, so I'm going to get right back out there. I'm going to change my car setup a little bit. Just give myself a heck of a lot more aero on the front wing. I'm also going to decrease my transmission. My differential, my on throttle and off throttle. And I'm going to decrease my brake bias a little bit, drop my tire pressures down, give myself some more surface area. And I'm going to make those adjustments just for right now because I'm in park firm. That's all I can do. And I can undo that for the race, which looks like it's going to be sunny based on that weather report, which, is approximate. They're never accurate. So. Oh, and I can feel a huge difference already. A lot of that can be psychological sometimes. Just gives you a little boost of confidence. But there's definitely something to it as well. Ooh, Mercedes sitting in front of Max. I'd love to see that. But not in front of me. So reducing that on-throttle differential is going to apply less torque when I make it out of those turns. It allows me a little bit of levity to use my typical driving style without wiping out all the time because I'm over accelerating on my exits. Giving myself more aero is getting that front end stuck to the concrete. Even though it's wet, I'm being able to take those turns at a little bit faster clip. Okay, not too fast. Whoa, baby. Here we go. Ah, man. Oh, man. It's going to be one of those days. Okay, here we go. No more flashbacks. We're going to roll through this, invalidate our lap, and I'm going to go make it in time to cross the finish line. Before I run out of time, so I can bring in one final chance to improve upon this lap time. Which I know I can do. Do I have the time to do it?
We're seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain.
All right. Oh. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh. All right. Well, I improved. I got up into third on that last lap. I thought I wasn't even going to finish it. They were going to call a penalty on me, but he must have kept the tires in the lines just enough. Man, look at that. That gap is tight. I was literally 19/100ths of a second away from freaking qualifying on pole. Oh, hurts. Well, the beauty here is Carlos Sainz, my partner in crime, is on pole, and he deserves a little love too. And Lando Norris is pretty mean in the rain, so I'm not ashamed. We'll take it. All right, guys, that's Q3. I'm going to take a break and come right back. We'll see if I have enough energy to do the race, which will probably take me about 45 minutes to an hour. It's 2 o'clock now. It'd finish me off at about 3 in the morning. I would, hey, look at that. Rivalry 1 with Lewis. Good. Give me some acclaim. Finally. Little scooches they give you. I need a good chunk. Trying to get up to 19 here. This is a lot of work, this game. My back hurts. My butt is numb. My legs are paddled out. My hands are paddled out. My wrists. I mean, by the end of racing like this, you get a little muscle on your arms, too. I mean, holding your arms up in this position and doing this nonstop is not easy. I'm not going to lie. Hope you guys can see me good there. I haven't even looked at myself while I'm turning the steering wheel. Can you hear me well? Yeah, looks like it. All right, well, let's go see what it looks like now at the workstation. All right, time to put all the preparation to good use. Mind your front wing into turn 1, called carbon fiber because you're supposed to keep it on the car, not smash it all over the circuit. Ha 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 ha, Mark. You should have been a stand-up comedian, AI guy. So lame. Anyway, as always, I'll be feeding you information as the race goes on. If there's anything specific you want to know, just hit that radio button and ask. I want to know nothing, Mark. What I want you to do is shut up. That's what I want you to do. I'm focused. I'm racing. My brain's on something. And then here you come along and give me something like, hey, by the way, if you're not careful, your transmission's going to break. Oh, thanks a lot. Now I'm all jacked up in the brain and not racing right. Just let me break the thing, for God's sake, if it's going to break. Anyways, enough of a rant. Let's exit out of here. Go take a bathroom break. Get some water. I'm going to quit the main menu. Stop the recording now and the stream. I appreciate you guys for joining me for the last little while. And I will see you back